For those of you that aren't lucky enough to be spending the weekend here at the Easter Foursomes up at the golf club, I thought I'd put a little video 1 to 18 just to show you how the course has been coming along this winter and spring. Here we have Pete Lewis cutting the first tee with our new Barness hand mowers that the club invested in this year. Beautiful hand cut striped tees just now, just to get that aiming aid right up the middle of the fairway, as it were. And we have the artisans out on the first fairway here, doing a great job this winter, keeping all these divots filled. We decided not to go to mats to avoid any disruption, especially after the Open and everything we've had of recent. So the range has been doing great. The robots have been cutting away there. We can see now, as we pan to the left on the second, we've got assistant Luke Denny, fantastic hand mower. Luke was hand mowing at the Open last year at Troon. You can see his beautiful stripes, all aiming up the middle of the fairway. And as I fly the drone up the left side of the second fairway now, you can see how far we've extended this out. And I've actually flown the drone intentionally in from this angle because this is the direction the hole is meant to be played from. Anyone hitting the ball up the right hand side is really quite dead, so if we could extend the fairway out to the left, then you can see you can play into this green beautifully. As we pan now round, we can see the new third tee that we've lowered and turfed, and that'll be in play tomorrow morning, on Friday morning. Now we've got Jamie Beattie there cutting that tee. You can see in the third fairway now the extension on the right hand side, where we can a little bit more bailout area off the tee, and then we can play straight up the hole from there. A lot of gorse work done in this hole over the winter, taking it in, as we've discussed in the past, into the 3 stages. We've had a very good ecology report from our ecologist Bob Taylor. Very happy with the work we've been doing. And you can see that sand scrape now at the back of the third starting to naturalise beautifully. What a fantastic shot this is of 4. Swooping down now over the tee with all the stripes aimed up beautifully. And then panning up over to the green. And one of my favourite things about this now is you can see from this angle the visible sand scrape at the right hand side of the 11th tee, with that front right bunker now being raised a little bit so you can see it more from the tee, and the approach taken in so balls will bounce down more or bounce into the bunker if you're caught short there on the front right. And 2 of my favourite new scrapes were the ones we did last year on 5. They're just where Ben Tynan there is cutting the path, and then the second one a little bit further up, really starting to mature beautifully. And as the drone flies intentionally out to the left hand side, we can see the bunker that's been filled in. It's really taken really well now. I'm very happy with that. And then the new bunker, which is proven to be quite popular with members so far. And flying up, we can see, looks like Matty Williams cutting the approach there. You see the beautiful blossom out in the trees just now in neighbouring gardens. We fly round. We can looking right up the 6 now with the new tee that's been lowered. Just flying over it now with the new dune on the right hand side. Great view straight up the hole. Out of bounds posts cut a little shorter to be less intrusive, and again the village play out divot in the 6th fairway. I'd like to thank the village play as well. They've been helping us out by trimming the sprinkler heads as well whilst they do this, which saves us a lot of time now in the afternoons when we're getting caught up with golf trying to do this. On the left hand side of this hole, we did a lot of rescue work as a trial, Rescue 2, which is a chemical that we've been trialling just now legally. So we're looking to see how that goes. You might see that starting to orange off. We've got a couple of moorhens living in the wetland on 7 this morning, which is the first time I've ever seen them there. So they'll be enjoying that. And as we peel off to the 8th, with a beautiful striped tee aiming right the way up the hole, we have changed the way that this tee sits a little bit to encourage people to play outright a little bit more, as to hugging the left side of that fairway, which can bring the houses into play a little bit more. and the rough will be growing up on the left-hand side intentionally, as well as the hedge, to try and to encourage people to head up this light stripe on the right-hand side of the fairway. The greens have recovered really well from the drill and fill work, where the holes pretty much almost disappeared, and we took some core samples out the other week, and the sand is going right down to the very bottom of the hole. We're so lucky to see this view every single day. And as we fly up the ninth hole now, a hole that we've protected this winter because of divots, the only hole in the whole course that we have, we'll kind of reap the benefits of this. There might have to be some protection going into the English Amateur next year, but we'll wait and see how the course fares this summer. You can see the fairway extension on the left-hand side has helped access the green more off the tee shot. And then just intentionally flying over the green here now to have a look at the new sandscape we're putting in. We really need to mine sand for the future, for the next 2 or 3 years, and this is a really fantastic area to do so. It's an area of rank rough with plenty of sand that we can mine from there. We'll talk about that a little bit more as we fly up this hole. But the new tee that we're just about to fly over in a second is 50% bigger. We're just flying over it now, and we've pushed it a little bit down as well. But yeah, this sand scrape, we're mining the topsoil out of it just now. It's work in progress. We're not going to finish it all in once. We're just going to pick away at it when we need sand, but we're going to leave it tidy in the meantime. Fairway's been extended on the left-hand side there for the shorter hitters. And we've done a lot of work on the greens, especially on this green in 18 for Yorkshire fog, killing off these poor grasses, so we're trying to grow them back just now. But again, that's another work in progress. It'll take us a few years to get on top of it. Personally, my favourite hole in the golf course, I absolutely adore the 11th. It's a really beautiful, beautiful golf hole, and we've raised the lip on this left-hand side scrape so we can see it from the tee, and we've altered the other scrape up on the left because of wind blow. But I just love the aesthetics and the colour behind this green, especially when we have dark skies against the reeds in the wetland. It's the most picturesque area of the whole golf course. And just to show you the scrape on the right hand side of the 11th tee, I think it doesn't always have to be in front of the golf hole where we have the visuals. You know, when we're looking back or to the side, it's very important as well. As is this right hand side scrape, and as the marm grass grows in round the tees, it'll look a little bit less contrived soon when we get some turf growing up through that as well, and kind of dilute out the pure marm grass. A lot of work done in the gorse on the left hand side here, tidying it up a little bit, and it's nice and thick and bushy now, perfect for the nesting birds, as well as the fairway's been brought in considerably in this left hand side, so people can have a big hit right over the corner and be rewarded for that. And again, much like the 11th, the really beautiful background behind the green. This will give us our first chance to see behind 15 with the Natterjack Toad Pond, both back left and back right. I've been hearing a lot of Natterjack's toad song at night, croaking away, especially round about 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock at night. Very, very vocal. Whether we've not seen any evidence yet of any of these in the toad ponds, but it might take a few years for them to work out where that is. These scrapes, front left and on the right hand sides, are passing now, being left to grow in a little bit now. They're out of play, so happy for them to colonise with mosses and other grasses as long as they're not too rank and too weedy. But whereas the more ornamental scrapes, like on 15, we will maintain. Any scrape that is in play will maintain a little bit more. Lots of bunkers, 28 bunkers revetted this year, which has really enhanced the look of the golf course, and they've all been burnt off just now and refaced. It's flying back round again now. We've got Luke Denny on the 13th tee, banging some lasers in. First left bunker has been filled in. The second bunker on the left, because of that, has been made a little bit narrower and deeper. It's more like a coffin bunker, so it's definitely a bunker to avoid. Just passing that now on the left hand side. And a green that does struggle a little bit because of how its proximity to the water table. You can see it's like a little bit more brown at the front there. It's actually not dry, it's the opposite. And flying into 15 now, a hole where we've made huge grounds over the last year. It's been a year since it's been renovated, and now we're really reaping the rewards. Really think we're happy at a place that it's at now, with the back it's grassed, and the grass is really starting to kind of thicken up at the back to stop balls running right down beside the fence. But once these areas of sand at the back left and right have colonised with marm grass, it'll look a lot more natural. But yeah, it's really looking beautiful just now. The mat will be lifted in time for Easter Foursomes as well. It's just because of the intensity of play, really, and no recovery during the winter. We really just need to put a mat on there. Another new tee here on 16. Really, probably need to put some posts back right of that to stop trolleys going right over the top of it. If we could always try and walk around the right hand side, that would be much appreciated. You can see on the left hand side now we've extended the fairway right up on this side. It actually does make it more difficult for championships, for tight cut pins to the bunkers. You're going to be playing now, if you've hit front left into this area now, you're going to be playing off a tight lie as opposed to out of rough. So it's actually going to make it more penal and more, well, I wouldn't say penal, but just more difficult and more challenging a golf hole. I've slowed the drone down over this area here because I feel this is really the fantastic shot we get of Royal Liverpool Golf Club. A really iconic golf shot with the 3 bunkers. In the final 2 holes, 17 and 18, a new tee there, new yellow tees, double the size on 17. A little bit of work to be done on these holes. We're going to start looking at that in the next coming months as to how we're going to safeten them up for the Open going forward. So watch this space on that. Probably one of the best conditioned greens on the course, 17. Very happy with that just now. There's some other greens, 5 and 18, a little bit of work to do on just to kind of bring them up to speed. 18 was very heavily colonised with Yorkshire fog, which we've dealt with. But again, it's going to take a while to grow the feskies and bents back into these areas that we've killed off. As we fly down 18 now, will be the bees on the left-hand side will be starting to make their honey soon. The fairway bunkers now are part of the fairway, which has been quite a considerable change, as we can see now. And just about to fly over the green. So I wish everyone the best for the Easter Foursomes, and for anyone watching this video abroad or can't get here around Easter, I hope this has kind of made you feel a little bit part of the club, and we're excited for the year going forward as we take a little fly up now to have a look over the whole course. We're in a very good place, and we look forward to seeing you all soon, and we hope you enjoy these videos. Thank you very much.